Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday Lead to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have the last two games of the season. And as you can see, we're 8 points behind the playoffs, so we will not be reaching the heights of that, unfortunately, this season. But we have finished in mid-table. The lowest we can finish is in 11th place, but we can also finish as high as 8th place, depending on how other results go. But it's been a very good season overall. I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made here in Season 1 at Cheshunt, and hopefully we can finish the season on a high with games at home to Bath and away at Tonbridge. Bath are currently sat in 12th place, so it's a good mid-table clash game, that one. And Tonbridge are down in 21st place. They could still survive this season, so they have got all to play for in these next two games for themselves. In terms of our form, we've been a little bit poor, so following the games that we saw last episode, the 0-0 draw with Weymouth and the 3-2 defeat to Chelmsford, we lost 2-1 away at 4th place Dulwich Hamlet. I then decided to make the change to the formation that I mentioned in the previous episode, and we managed a 1-0 draw against 5th place Worthing, and we had a nice 2-0 win away at Ebbsfleet, who were 16th, I think, at the time. So with this new formation, form has improved ever so slightly, and hopefully we can finish on a high and see how we get on in this next game. So with this game at home to Bath, we are changing a couple of positions around occasionally. Jaden Smith has been playing out wide for us a little bit in the last couple of games, just so that we can get them both playing really. It's been a bit of a strange one because obviously we have got Burton and Glynn who have been playing. Glynn hasn't had much game time recently, and he unfortunately hasn't been progressing in training either. So Jaden Smith is the backup, with the fact that Burton is suspended at the moment. Ken Charles is up front as well, as you can see. And the full lineup is Akers in goal, Pip Blado, Okocha, De Silva and Cracknell. Seager, Coker and Elidor Hamilton in the midfield trio there. With that defensive midfielder, we have looked a little bit more secure. And with Smith and Green up out wide and Charles up front, hopefully we can get a couple of goals in this game at home to Bath. We played a lot better in the last game when we got that victory, and we still conceded chances, which is a bit of a concern, but we did create a few more as well. So even though we've gone from two strikers to one, the balance of the team looked a little bit better. But next season we are going to have to focus on bringing in some more quality in midfield. Alidor Hamilton has had a very, very good season, but he can't do it on his own. So we are going to have to work in terms of largely the midfield areas, and we'll have to see what we can find in the way of players, because I've only renewed contracts for about 10 or 11 of the first team players for next season. The rest of them I don't feel are completely up to scratch. So we are basically doing a rebuild of the squad for next year, even though we have done very well overall this season. Raul de Silva is one of those players. I really wanted to keep him, but he needs a work permit now to stay at the club, and unfortunately it would have cost us £40,000 to claim that work permit, which the club doesn't have that sitting in the bank. So in the end I've made the tough decision to let him go, and he hasn't played any international games either, so in terms of that he might not qualify for the work permit either, so it would be a lot of money that could end up just going to waste. Charles has done superbly there, and now Jaden Smith. Will he look to get the strike away here? Brilliant stuff from Smith. It's over the crossbar, and it remains 0-0. Yeah, back to Raul de Silva. He's been a very good centre-back for us this season, but like I say, it's not worked out in terms of his work permit applications or anything, so it's the wisest thing to let him go, and then we'll see what we can do next season in terms of rebuilding this squad. As Bath look like they're in behind here, and a really good save from Akers there. Cox with a brilliant opportunity, but Akers does well to make the save. Frey is going to take the corner now for Bath, and in it comes toward the centre of the penalty area, and it's back out to him, and it's actually out for another corner. It was a very good clearance there. I'm not too sure who by, but defending very well at the moment. Frere again with the delivery. Alidor Hamilton gets it away. Greenup looked to challenge for possession but couldn't get onto it, and it's going to be knocked back forward again, but the highlight finishes. And as we approach half time, it is 0-0. We yet to have a shot on target. Bath have had a couple of shots on target, and again this is that little bit of extra quality I think we need in the squad, and we are going to be looking at improving all areas of the pitch this season, but for next season, sorry. But for the time being, I think we've had a very good season. Mid-table is far beyond what we expected, and it gives us something to definitely build on for next season. So hopefully we can do so. And even though we're having to bring in a lot of new players, hopefully we'll be able to do well and get some good players in. As Jaden Smith gets an opportunity there from that left-hand side, it's gone over the crossbar again, and it remains 0-0. We've had more attempts than Bath, but we've had no shots on target, so we've not even tested their goalkeeper as of yet after an hour, which is absolutely shocking for the most part. We're going to demand more from the team, and we are going to look to make one or two changes here. I think bit of a novelty for Jamie Reynolds. We're going to bring him on wide left and bring Jaden Smith further forward up front. And Pip Blado, in fact, Pip Blado is going to come off as well. We're going to drop Jamie Reynolds to the wing-back role. We're going to bring Ikongo on wide left. And Oli Coker is on that yellow card, but we don't really have many options in midfield, unfortunately. So I think he's going to have to stay where he is. And in terms of player fitness, we don't actually need to do a lot, to be fair. So I'll just leave it at that for now, and hopefully we can see this game out for what it is. Akers did well there as well to make another good claim. We still haven't had the shot on target that we're looking for in this match. Again, we want to demand more. It's not quite refreshed just yet. So we'll just have to leave it be and hope we can get going in this game in these last 15 minutes. And Bath look to create an opportunity with cross, and now Dyer and Smith strikes. It's taken a huge deflection off Seeger, I think, there, and Tom Smith has scored. It's a really good finish, but the deflection completed the goal, really. And I mean, Bath have been a lot better going forward, and they've deserved to win the game. And once again, we're not doing very well considering it's an episode. We're quite poor in episodes at the moment, but hopefully when it comes to next season, we'll have a little bit of better fortune. And it's going to be a 1-0 defeat here. We've looked a little bit more solid, but the fact that we've conceded that many chances and not created any of our own is very, very poor in my opinion. And in our last home game of the season, it's going to end in defeat. And yeah, disappointing way to finish it, but it is what it is. There's not a lot we can do here. And I'm not sure why a highlights come considering we're a minute over the added time. It'd just be to finish the season off at home, I would have thought. There's actually an injury here down this corner to the Bath striker, and I can't imagine that anything will come of this. Reynolds just launches the throw down the line. It's going to be cleared away. It's a very, very strange highlight to finish the game with here. Well, Cook's come back on the pitch. He's surely offside there. Yeah, he was. And it's going to finish 1-0. But the game seems to be continuing even now. I'm not entirely sure why. Okocha has got the ball at his feet and he's knocked it over the top and it's cleared away. And there's the full-time whistle. Very, very odd highlight to finish the game. It wasn't really much of a highlight, to be honest, but poor finish to the season overall, really. Like I say, we got the draw and the win in changing the formation, but today we've created absolutely nothing, and we've got a lot of work to do going into next season. But first, we've got to finish this season. We've got that game away at Tonbridge, and hopefully we will do all right and just finish the season on a high with another win. And I will be back momentarily with that. I'll just get through this next week off camera, and we can get this season wrapped up. Right guys, here we go for the last game of the season. We are away at Tonbridge, and there's quite a few big games happening today. So Tonbridge, with a win against us, could stay up in this league. So it's a very big game for them today. We're not guaranteed 10th, but we're going to be 10th or 11th now. And in terms of the league title, Dartford, Hampton and Richmond and Hamilton and Waterlooville could all win the league here. However, Hampton and Richmond play Dartford here in the last game of the season, so that is a huge title deciding match, and there's also potential for movement in the playoff places as well, as Chelmsford could still qualify there. So there's a lot that could happen in today's episode with this final game of the season. Hopefully we can get a good win to cap the season. It's been a long road, but we've done very well overall, and let's see how we get on. So we have Akers in goal with Pip Blado, John, De Silva and Cracknell at the back. Ree is actually back from injury. Coker and Alidor Hamilton, that is the midfield trio. Reynolds and Newton are out wide with Smith up front. Hopefully we can get a good result here to pick up from that 1-0 defeat last time out. But Tonbridge have got a lot to play for and this will not be an easy game. Hopefully we can do well and finish the season on a high. Hopefully, like I say, we'll get a good result, but we'll wait and see how things go, and we might end up relegating Tonbridge today. What I'll do, I'll just flick onto the league table there. We can keep an eye on how things are happening as it goes, and we'll see what happens. And again, in terms of our squad creativity, we struggled last time out against Bath, and we might end up struggling again today. But as you can see, we've just had our first shot on target there, so we are a little bit better off in this game already. As current matches stand, Dartford are going to be winning the league title, and Chelmsford will miss out on the playoffs with Tonbridge getting relegated. So there's still a lot going on, and at the moment there's not been a single highlight in our match, which is highly disappointing. It's been quite a boring one, unfortunately for us, but hopefully in the second half we'll get a little bit better off. As a set piece is about to come in from Tonbridge, it's Loft with the delivery to the far post, and they've hit the post, and John clears it away. Again, we're not looking particularly strong here, but hopefully we can do better in the second half. So here we go. I'm not very pleased with what I've seen in that first half. We've been extremely poor again, but hopefully we can be a little bit more creative. We're going to demand more straight away in this second half, and hopefully we can get a good result here. And still, as things stand, Dartford are the team that are going to win the title, and Chelmsford have actually leapfrogged up into the playoff places. Jaden Smith's having a very poor game at the moment, and we're not looking particularly good here. Again, we've been extremely poor, and we are going to have a major overhaul of this squad and of the tactics as well. I think we haven't got any quality at the moment, and it's really starting to show. The fact that Tonbridge are looking at relegation here, and we're not even challenging them, it's extremely poor, and we're going to demand more again. We're going to go attacking. We'll just see what happens in these last 10 minutes. Pip Blado with a corner here into the near post. It's cleared away. He knocks it back in, and Reynolds was in there, and it's cleared away again. And Zach Newton gets onto it at the far post, but couldn't do anything with it, and it's cleared away. Raul De Silva switches to Pip Blado on this left-hand side. Couldn't find Reynolds, but he gets it back again. This time he will find Reynolds, and he's found Ken Charles, who was offside there. This goal probably won't stand, and it doesn't. It's been disallowed. We looked a little bit better in that moment, but again, we've not been very creative here, and it's going to be a very poor end to the season, really, which is very unfortunate. I was hoping we'd be doing a little bit better, but as it stands, we are still going to finish in 10th. Dartford have won the league, and Tonbridge have been relegated following this 0-0 draw. There's a lot of work for us to do for next season, but yeah, we've got a lot to work on. Hopefully we'll be able to remake this squad, and we'll find a system that works a little bit better for us. The 4-4-2 did as well for most of the campaign, but we were left a little bit in the lurch defensively, so we've got a lot to work on. And as the season goes by, we've finished in 10th position overall in the league. Dartford did win the league. They beat Hampton and Richmond by 4-0. What a huge result for them to win the title. Chelmsford did well to win 2-0 at home to Taunton. So if Tonbridge had actually beaten us, Tonbridge would have stayed up. And in terms of Worthing, I'm guessing Worthing may have been at home. So Worthing actually lost to Hemel Hempstead, who finished 4th anyway. So again, another big game around that playoff area. But we go again next season. We've done really well overall to finish where we have, but we've got a lot to work on, a lot of changes that will need to be made, and hopefully as the season is now finished, we can build for next season now. And what I'll plan to do is I'll be coming back for the first 2 league games of next season, and we'll get pre-season out of the way. We'll rebuild this squad hopefully, and I will be able to update you with transfer updates and how the squad's looking and the way that we're going to shape up for the following season, and hopefully we'll get a good start and we'll see how we get on. Well, until next time guys, thank you for all of your support. It is greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will. Until next season, signing away.